Jason Lee Podcast.
Welcome back to our new episode of the Jason Lee Podcast. What a week. What a week. The internet is on fire because Beyonce is out here selling these expensive ass tickets for Cowboy Carter. She just took a ton of money from the whole world for the last show. What show was it called?
Renaissance.
The Renaissance tour. Well, the Renaissance I'm living in is how much money I spent traveling around following her in that disco ball outfit of hers. And now she's back online, robbing the world again of these expensive tickets to go see her sing the rodeo. And yes, I bought some. I did. I'm not going to miss it. It's Beyonce. It's Beyonce.
Also, you never saw the video I texted you the other day?
No, because I was busy looking for tickets on Ticketmaster. I bought my tickets. I'm going. Last time I spent 40 racks. Beyonce, since me and your publicist are fighting, I'm only buying 2. That's all I can contribute to you. You only bringing 2 kids. You ain't bringing 3. You ain't getting 3,000 from me. The other thing is I'm excited because you have brought back the understanding that country music belonged to us, that we created it and we inspired it, even though they tried to hate on you at the CMAs and you went and won all them Grammys and stuff. You know, I'm going to get out there and support you. I might even dress up in a cowboy infused outfit. I don't know.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Because one thing I learned from you is I keep receipts. So when it was the premiere day of Cowboy Carter tour, I'm like, oh my God, where was it in the show that Jason promised to take me? So I sent you the receipt.
Did I?
Sure did. Oh. Johnny, play the clip.
I mean, have you seen Beyonce live?
A long time ago for the On the Run tour.
Okay, I will take Marina with me to see Cowboy Carter. Since I took Rob with me to see Renaissance.
How many cities?
Oh, okay, great. That was a great clip. You know, for many years, my mother promised to take me out the foster home, and she left me. So you're gonna feel the same disappointment.
You know what? I just want to let it be known.
Did I say I was gonna take you?
You did.
You did. I was about to buy my ticket today. Actually, I don't know.
So
okay, how about this? She has a limited amount of shows because, you know, they're not selling out like all her concerts used to.
Don't do that.
The tickets are on sale, so you can actually get them cheaper. I was actually surprised that the really, really good seats, because I got the best seats, are not as high.
It's only like $1,000.
Right, which means it's not really selling.
I think it's going to get up, and now that the visuals have come out.
Okay, well, listen, on behalf of my Broken Promise tour, I will go ahead and approve the company to buy you 2 tickets so you guys can go together. Take Johnny with you because I know he's in there cussing right now saying, why the fuck are they going?
He already has tickets. He's going
he
Ross.
does?
Yeah,
Oh, cool.
Ross
well, then don't
ticket.
take him. You guys can go.
The girls and the gays.
Makeup
yes.
artist off line wants to go. Okay, take Hylton too. All right, listen, there's lots going on. You all are not tuned into the best reality show in the world, and that is the Stockton City Council. I can tell you it's going down. If you're in Stockton watching this right now, you need to start coming down and watching in person. Tickets are for free. All you need to do is show up by 5 o'clock and wait in line. But this week, baby, we had to get into the whole homeless debate. This is a clip of our Stockton City Council on one topic. Our council meetings go about 6 hours. And anyway, take a look.
This presentation tonight is a result of urgency, a collaborative effort to try something new, move forward from inaction.
Tonight, I'm here to provide an update and presentation of the Homeless Pilot Program of 2025, a coordinated plan developed in response to the growing humanitarian crisis here in the city of Stockton. The concept includes a designated location for intake, triage, and stabilization, access to hygiene facilities, showers, restrooms, and food. This is a triage response, not a final cure.
What our proposal would be is just to put up a tent. We're proposing to put up a temporary shelter, which is something that we have experience with. So we're looking at an 80 by 100 tent, phase 1, where they would come in to the tent, phase 2, with ultimately being permanent housing.
So they go to this Trinity Park and they say no to the services. What happens?
Well, as soon as they come in, we're going to try and connect them with the best available resource. Our goal is not to keep them in the tent. Our goal is to connect them immediately to the resource.
When you move folks or when you invest in relocating or, curing an issue, it has to be a solution that does not turn around and go right back to being a challenge for our council and our community. What's proposed is $825,000. I did the math. It says $297,430 go to inner city with approximately $400,000 going to clean up, which is $697,430. Where's the other $127,570 or $530?
Yeah, so the recommendation would be leaving that in the project for any contingencies that come up.
You move someone from the streets into a house, they're just going to be struggling, picking and choosing between bills every month.
You're taking a community of people and putting them somewhere there's no sidewalks. You have to walk a mile on no sidewalks to the closest public transportation.
My concerns are along the lines of there's approximately 50 people out there. If they do say no, what's our plan B?
I lived out in Trinity Park since 2018, but I've asked each and every one of them, and none of them is going to go to inner city. Yeah, they'll take their shower and they'll go up there and they'll eat their food, but they're not moving to the other side of town underneath the big tent. So we need to find another solution.
City manager, we were never in agreement with this project. I know that you informed every council member that we were, but we weren't.
Most of the money is going to cleanup and garbage and displacement, and you want us to believe that it has anything to do with serving our community.
We are sitting up there looking at people on the south side that deserve every right at the north side, and we deserve it first.
We have to be cognizant of the fact that since this is a pilot program, we are only dealing with one central area. We're not talking about going citywide, other individuals coming in. They are dealing with the individuals for one specific area.
It is not if we do it. It is not if I'm committed. It's how we do it. This is not about whether this is a good organization or not. All the testimonials y'all gave up here, they're not on your website.
Independent board size, not available. Financial statements, not available. Conflict of interest policy, missing. Whistleblower policy, missing. Document retention and destruction, missing.
Our website is a very basic website. It just tells the basic projects that we've been doing.
I don't know that I've gotten enough answers to the questions to support moving $825,000 to move people to one side of town with the ability for them to just go right back. I mean, this council would be tripled with people who would be upset at us for doing that.
I don't like the thought of spending $825,000, and I don't have real confidence that it's going to work. I fear that 6 months from now, the problem's going to be back. We are not here tonight to rush out and cut corners. We are here to protect the city, the public, and the integrity of this program. And that means doing our due diligence before finalizing any contract.
I get this homeless issue is complex, but when I say I'm passionate about what I do, I'm passionate, and I'm here to do the hard work. To my colleagues on the dais, I support your opinions. I just don't want to talk about change. I'm tired of talking. I want to make a difference, and I want action.
While I absolutely 1,000% will commit to doing everything the councilman wants me to help her with her area, I will do that. I will work with staff to make sure we bring in more resources or whatever. But to pass it tonight without staff who just got up here and put their careers on the line that haven't even vetted it would be a reckless use of our authority. It'd be a reckless use of our taxpayer dollars, and it would be an abuse of our power. And I'm telling you right now, the voters better remember that.
Council members, please vote.
Well, it just goes to show that's how democracy works, though. We all respect each other. We had to get into it over an issue on how to make things better. Stockton, we are making sure that we do things the right way. So I want to say thank you to all my colleagues. We fought it out, and I sent Councilwoman Padilla flowers the next day because she was teary-eyed and, whatever. But you got it, Michelle.
How do you guys stay in a room for 6 hours? That's still crazy to me.
We can't leave. We got business to do, But anyhow, I just say that not only just to show what we're doing in Stockton to get you involved, but whoever you are out there listening in your city that's not happy right now, the 2026 election is around the corner for some of your cities, the states, the country. Please get active. Get out there if you want to change the course of your city, state, or country. Get active. It is a huge sacrifice, and you're going to regret it.
You said it.
But you got to keep showing up and do the work. I don't regret it, but I regret the politics part of it. But anyway, I love that I'm, doing what I'm doing.
I was like, be careful. Somebody going to pull that clip up.
No.
Due process. They be trying you.
That was an inside joke that Rob just said. Anyway, all right. Well, anyway, enough of all that. It's time to get to the tea with Jason Lee. Remember when Kamala Harris said that she would turn the page if you voted her in? Well, you didn't, and guess what? Trump made it, and now his approval ratings are in, and they tanked. I don't know if any... Well, hold on.
Appropriate.
Y'all voted for him. I don't know if any of you are aware, but if you watch the news, whether it's Fox News, NBC News, Trump is unifying the country. He's unifying media to say that he's not doing a good job. Even though there's some reports that come out, there's little speckles of like trying to make it look like everybody is uniformed in that Trump is not doing the best. Now, 100 days into office, and there's polls going out to show that he's not doing well. So how do you think he's doing? This is your president, the one that told you he was going to make sure that them chickens were going to lay least expensive eggs, and that the gas was going to be great. And if you don't like gas, just go get a Tesla, because he was selling them on the front lawn of the White House. And if you want to Google it, don't worry about it. All the Google buddies are all his friends. Mark Zuckerberg, Elon, everybody. Doge, you can't Doge this. Well, according to a new Washington Post, ABC News is Ipsos, whatever, IPSOS. SOS is more than a Rihanna song. It's the ratings. He's doing horrible. Now, the poll surveyed 2,464 United States adults between April 18th and April 22nd, 2025. Its results found that only 39% of Americans answered yes when asked, do you approve of the way that Donald Trump is handling his job as president? The 39% approval rating marks a steep 6% drop from February 2025's 45% yes rating, which was coupled with a 55% no rating. Now, according to ABC News, the poll dates back 80 years to 1945, and Donald Trump has both the first and second worst ratings, because in 2017, he was in office for the first time. He received a 42% rating, and now he's at 39%, a 3% drop from the worst rating that had been rated in years. Now, here's Trump's rating against 13 other U.S. presidents. Take a look. Now, you can see everyone from Truman to Trump, and you see that from 87% all the way to 55. Anyway, 55% disapproval rating. All right, well, anyway, that means that Obama did better than you.
And did.
And Biden, too. Now, the poll also surveyed Americans on Trump's prices, economy, and likelihood of a recession. Now, take a look at the poll. Okay, 72% believe that we're likely to head to a recession. So just to break this down for those of you that are watching and saying, oh my God, what are all these numbers? My head is hurting. And trust me, my head is hurting too. I don't even know. 42 minus 3 plus 5 carry over the 1. It was a lot of math. But what's not mathing to me is that all of y'all voted. All you Cubans who Cuban danced your ass right out the country. Those of you that are in El Salvador watching this from the prison. Hey, MS-13. All of you immigrants that said he don't like you. Women, your uteruses are on display. Blacks, trans, gays, everybody out there, all of y'all that voted. Because now, oh, sorry. Y'all did that. Y'all did that. When you look at the ratings, does it surprise you that people feel that way?
No, because again, a lot of these people were voting with a single-minded decision going into the ballot box. So they were like, oh, all these policies aren't going to affect me. So they didn't care that he was, openly saying he was going to target immigrants. He was openly talking about, changing all the policies that we know benefit us in a great way. But they were just solely focused on the fact that it wasn't going to hurt them. And now it's hurting their pockets, hurting their lifestyle, hurting their businesses. Now they're all up in arms.
I don't think it's surprising, and I think Kanye and Donald Trump have the same thing where they like love the hatred. Like they love when people like hate on them. It like I feel like builds them up and snowballs more power in their mind.
Yeah, the one thing I will say is that I'm still not mad at what he's doing. I'm more mad that you all allowed him to do it because he told you who he was.
Yep.
He told you what he was going to do. If anything, he is probably the first president to actually do every single thing he said he was going to do. So in many respects, you know, you got to respect the fact that if the devil tells you hell is hot, don't go down there on a trip to see what the weather's like, right? You kind of told you. Trump is single-handedly rolling back everything that we fought to get. Then I say we as a country, because whether you're Republican or Democrat, I mean, you know, you can have your viewpoints on certain things, but, you know, what the world thinks of us, what the world believes in us, what we believe in, how we're coexisting, because we do live on a planet with other people, by the way, just so you know. It's not like China and all these other countries are aliens, although that's what he keeps calling them on the news. Now we're in a fight with China, and China is kicking our ass in the tariffs. I mean, every time I look now, are we up to what, 200% now? What does a 200% tariff look like?
It looks like we can't afford to buy anything anymore.
Don't even go to Walmart and try to get a patty pie because Walmart's telling us that they're taking everything off the
Patty pie.
shelf. They're saying everything's going to be off the shelves.
It's ridiculous.
Okay. Well, while most Americans believe Trump lied about his campaign promises of lowering prices with the poll to back it up, Trump says everyone's clearly blind. Take a look.
Weeks ago that struck me. You said concerning the tariffs, which economists say are going to raise prices, you said, quote, hang tough. Yeah. It won't be easy. You said that to the American people. Is that what Americans should expect, some hard times?
I've said that during my campaign. Look, we won a campaign by a lot. We won all 7 swing states. We won the popular vote by a lot. You know, we had a tremendous campaign. I said all of these things during my campaign. I said, you're going to have a transition period. We've been ripped off by every country all over the world. They're laughing at us. They thought we were stupid people, and we were. And I said, that's not going to happen. We're not going to let that happen.
Hard times are ahead?
I don't think so. I think great times are ahead. Look, since I came in, gasoline is down, groceries are down, egg prices are down, many things are down, just about everything. You know, you don't have the drop in fuel and energy and oil like we did. I took it from maybe $3.20, maybe more than that, down into a much lower number. When you have that kind of a drop, you're not going to have inflation.
Not now, but it's the tariffs, right? We still have 145% tariffs on China. Your Treasury Secretary said we basically have an embargo on China.
Look, you're trying to say something's going to happen, Jerry.
No, okay, well,
nothing's going to happen.
You know business.
Terry,
I want to ask you.
I do know business.
Yes, so 145% tariffs on China, and that's good. Basically an embargo.
They deserve it.
It'll raise prices on everything from electronics to clothing to building houses.
You don't know that. You don't know whether or not China's going to eat it.
That's mathematics.
China probably will eat those tariffs, but at 145, they basically can't do much business with the United States. And they were making from us $1 trillion a year. They were ripping us off like nobody's ever ripped us off. And by the way, we have other countries that were just as bad. If you look at the European Union, it was terrible what they've done to us. Every country, almost every country in the world was ripping us off.
Now, Donald is the president is either going to send us into a recession or he's going to come out as the most brilliant deal maker in U.S. history. What do you believe is going to happen?
I want to be hopeful. I don't like to live in fear of like, it's been 100 days. It feels like 100 years. But I hope it's going to get better because I love Shein.
What's going on with Shein?
It's overseas, Fashion Nova.
And you guys can't order right now?
Tariffs.
So I pray, please, for the sake of my clothes.
It's definitely going to be a recession. He does not have some master plan. He literally thinks that this is the way to bring manufacturing back to America, but that is not like a short-term plan. And that's why when he keeps saying things like, oh, it's going to, his campaign promise was eggs are going to be cheaper on day one. And now there's going to be a period of pain. And I think he said the other day, instead of your kids getting $30 for Christmas, they might get $2, and those $2 might be more expensive. But like he can say that because he's rich, and the average American can't say that.
Well, and a lot of average Americans right now in the current economy aren't going to even have a Christmas.
Correct.
I mean, if you've been following me, we gave Christmas to over 3,000, almost 4,000 families the last 2 years in Stockton, and we'll be back again this year. It's the happiest time of the year for us. But the happiest time of the year for all of us should have been voting in Kamala Harris. And this is not even about being Democrat or Republican. This is about just being sane. I understand, again, why Americans are frustrated with our system. We have a two-party system that was designed before I was alive. It'll probably be here after I'm gone. But I mean, we only had two choices. So what it comes down to is, what's the litmus test? Who's the best? Who can sound the best? Because she sounded the best to me. I don't know who you people are that voted this in, but I will tell you, no matter where you are, your Egg McMuffins have gone up. Everything is up, and it affects everything. I went to Neiman Marcus to buy an outfit. When I was just to look, whatever, and I looked at a sweater marked up 10% for the tariffs before they even come, because they're anticipating that they're coming. Because companies have to start thinking the long game. Like, how do I, Yep. Well, on top of lying about making America great again, Trump is coming for the Jews. He fired several members of the U.S. Holocaust Memorial Museum's board. Many of them were appointed by former President Joe Biden, including Douglas Emhoff, the husband of the Vice President Kamala Harris. Here's what Doug had to say about his firing. Today, I was informed of my removal from the United States Holocaust Memorial Council. Holocaust remembrance and education should never be politicized. To turn one of the worst atrocities in history into a wedge issue is dangerous, and it dishonors the memory of 6 million Jews murdered by Nazis that this museum was created to preserve. Surprise?
Nope.
It's given like real life Apprentice, like he just fired everybody in real life for no reason.
Others fired, including Ron Klain, Biden's first chief of staff, Tom Perez, ex-Labor Secretary, Susan Rice, domestic policy advisor and anti-Semitism activist, and Anthony Bernal, a top advisor to Jill Biden. Everyone was originally expected to last 5 years after being appointed earlier this year. However, the Trump administration pulled the plug early, igniting new controversy. Now, White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt, who nobody likes, responded to the drama and said, it's all about realignment, not retaliation. Let me show you what she said. President Trump looks forward to appointing new individuals who will not only continue to honor the memory of those who perished in the Holocaust, but who are also steadfast supporters of the state of Israel. President Trump looks forward to appointing new individuals who will not only continue to honor the memory of those who perished in the Holocaust, but who are also steadfast supporters of the state of Israel. Did she say that twice, or did we just read it twice?
Don't ask me.
Either way, it's just as crazy as the whole thing. I went this past weekend to what's called in Stockton the Edible Food Garden, and they have this beautiful edible food garden with different vegetables and stuff like that, fruits and vegetables that the Black farmers are creating in our community. They lost federal funding, so people don't understand that elections matter, and although sometimes you don't feel the impact at the city level, now some people are feeling it. Food banks not getting funding, so that means the food that families need, and there's some people that are employed that still need that extra support. Now they don't have access to food. I mean, you're literally starving a nation. But again, all I can say is y'all voted for this, and now you have to sit here for 4 years and go through what, if in the last 100 days this is what we've been able to experience. What do the 4 years look like? Do you think about that?
Yeah, absolutely, because it's going to be more and more of this train wreck of him implementing Project 2025, which he kept saying over and over again he didn't know anything about. But like you just said, like those small social programs are all the things that are being most impacted because they're losing federal funding. Like those small programs, they're cutting those funds to save money for billionaires and corporations so that they can save on taxes. So the regular people are struggling, and it's just going to be more and more and more and more and more of this.
And this just feels like spinning the wheels for nothing, because it's all people that Joe Biden appointed for Israel, and it's just weird because kids are still being murdered in Gaza. Like, why are we trying to figure that out instead of the Holocaust thing? Not to, that's like not to ignore the Holocaust, but still, it's just weird.
Yeah, no, I mean, the Holocaust was a real tragedy that the world sat by and watched, just like you're watching in Congo.
And Gaza still.
True. Libya.
Yeah.
I'm saying.
True.
Those are conversations we want to talk about.
Yep.
So, when you look at what's happening in countries like Haiti or other countries of color that are struggling too, we're sitting by very silent. The United States is sitting by silent. They're telling us what they think about people of color all over the world, including those in our country. And now there's rumblings that Trump may be instituting martial law, which gives the police and authorities more authority on how they control Americans. So if you didn't think Project 2025 was a thing, and if you still haven't downloaded ChatGPT, please do so right after this show, because a well-informed community is one who can defend itself. All right, Trump. Well, see you in the next 100 days or the next podcast.
Right.
Okay. This past week, this topic had me so heated that I actually made a video, edited it, made another video, and didn't put it out because I wanted to wait to come to the show to really talk about it. Shedeur Sanders, he was drafted. This is Deion Sanders' son and Pilar Sanders' son. Anyway, he was drafted, and this weekend, I sat and watched all the foolery go on with the NFL draft. I don't even watch the NFL draft. I don't watch the NBA draft. Maybe I should start watching to see what team I'm going to support based on how cute the drafts are. But then again, no, I'm not really interested in drafts because they're too young anyway, and all of them come in, get all the money, squander it, and they end up on AA. Well, I don't think that's going to happen to Shedeur, but I was watching this in particular because it caught my attention when the world was saying that he should have been in the top 5 of the draft and was passed in the first round. That was how I first knew that this was becoming an issue, and I started dialing in just to pay attention to what was happening. Well, Deion Sanders, if you don't know who he is, he's an NFL legend. He's now a coach at a university, and he was married to that's Tracy Edmonds' babyface wife. He was married to, he was dating. He was dating Tracy Edmonds, who was Babyface's ex-wife. I know I ain't.
Yeah, they were just not married.
Well, after I became the vice mayor, I'm so caught up in Stockton, I don't know what's going on in pop culture anymore. I knew something.
Okay. You were right.
Deion Sanders, who was dating Babyface's ex-wife, Tracy Edmonds, who she ended up leaving because there was some going on. I don't even know the drama, but anyway. His son was up. Both of his sons were up for the NFL draft. Now, Shedeur Sanders got the internet rallying for him after being pushed to the 5th round in the 2025 NFL draft. Now, leading up to the draft, everyone just knew that he was going to be in the first round, like I said, right? But when that didn't happen, he just gave it to God. Here he is after the first round. Take a look.
We all didn't expect this, of course, but I feel like with God, anything possible, everything possible. I don't feel like this happened, for no reason. All this is of course, fuel to the fire. And under no circumstance, we all know this shouldn't have happened. But we understand we're on the bigger and better things. Tomorrow's the day. We're going to be happy regardless. Legendary.
Well, I remember seeing him in that video and going, why you got that big ass chain on, right? Because I didn't know much about him, but I knew the chain for some people represents, he's a rapper, kind of like the hip hopper, because they put labels on us based on how we look and how we dress. And I thought, his dad used to be cocky, which confidence is not a bad thing. His dad is an icon. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, this is a lesson. This is what I thought. Just look, I go, this is a lesson. Started looking on Facebook and people started the chattering. Oh, he's cocky, da-da-da. So then I started consuming it all. Well, after the second round passed, Shedeur tweeted, "Thank you, God, for everything." As the rounds came and went, various sport commentators began to blame Deion, his dad, for having too tight of a hold on his son, whom he not only represented, but coached at the University of Colorado. But here's the deal. I also know people don't really or didn't really historically like Deion Sanders because he was cocky, arrogant, all those things. But when the talent matches, it's just confidence for me. It's one thing if you're Tinashe acting like you're Beyonce. Now, she's talented.
Not the stray.
No, it's not a stray. I'm painting a picture. Okay?
Oh.
Because when you are great, you're great. However, just like this show, sometimes the main star can cause a polarizing effect to everybody around them. Because of proximity, people will associate and say, he over there with them, or he's over there with his dad, or maybe his dad was too vocal or too involved. Sometimes you have those stage parents who want to be all up in your business. That is not what I saw happening here, though. Now, people said that, Deion coddled Shedeur too much. But others said that Deion is his father and doing exactly what a father's supposed to do. And some of y'all didn't have no fathers. Some of y'all ain't seen us with a father. So you don't know what being with a father looks like. When your father steps in, that's what it looks like. If you didn't create so many prisons to put our black fathers in, you'd have more to compare to. My father wasn't in prison. He was with his wife. But that's not the point. He did what he was supposed to do, to guide, prepare his son up until the draft, then let him go. Even the president. Listen, now, Rob, I don't agree with Agent Orange on many things. But the president got up off his BBL-infested ass and he said something about this topic. Take a look. He said, what is wrong with the NFL owners? Are they stupid? Deion Sanders was a great college football player and was an even greater in the NFL. He's also a very good coach, streetwise and smart. Therefore, Shedeur, his quarterback son, has phenomenal genes and is all set for greatness. He should be picked immediately by a team that wants him to win. Good luck, Shedeur, and say hello to your wonderful father. Trump, don't say pick, because when you said that, I heard cotton.
And phenomenal genes.
And masters. Listen, you can decode that in the car.
Because this is sounding real slave picking to me. That one's got phenomenal genes.
You know what?
That's the strong slave right there. Put that boy out in the field, right?
That's what it sounded like to me.
I'm not commenting.
Good. It's about time that you stay out of race conversation.
Not the long applause.
Because often, you hear.
Bitch, you.
Well, meanwhile, Stephen A. Smith accused 32 NFL team owners of collusion while comparing Shedeur's situation to Colin Kaepernick's. Take a listen.
And I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to say that while in the same breath conceding and acknowledging that Shedeur Sanders is not blameless here. Primetime Deion Sanders is not blameless here. I'm going to say what I have to say, knowing that both of them have their hands at least a little bit dirty in all of this. But if you're the National Football League, okay, clearly it's not about talent anymore. It's about something else. And I'm going to tell you, I spent a large amount of the last 24 hours thinking about nothing more than I was thinking about collusion. Because how in the hell does 32 teams in the National Football League pass on a quarterback that was universally recognized one of the top 3 quarterbacks in the country entering this draft, and 32 teams passed on him, not once, not twice, not 3 times, but 4 different times they passed on him? How the hell does that happen? 4 rounds. It doesn't happen to a quarterback. We've never seen anything like this before. We've seen guys drop because of injuries. We've seen guys drop because of off-field issues, but we've never seen a quarterback projected to be a top 20 pick, universally recognized one of the top 3 quarterbacks in the draft, projected to be a first rounder, in all likelihood a safe bet of a late first rounder, and drop literally to the 5th round. We haven't seen anything like that. And when you're talking about the owners, I'm going to keep in mind, and I tweeted about this, seems very Kaepernick-like, as in Colin Kaepernick. This is where Deion Sanders' hands get a little bit dirty. Because he let you know that he believed in his son. Because he let you know what his son could do. Because he let you know that he damn sure was going to keep an eye on things and he was going to have a voice in the proceedings. Because he alluded to, if I don't like where my son is, that's not where we're going and stuff like that. It's entirely plausible that the owners were like, who the hell do you think he is? You don't run this shop, we do. Because these owners are like that. But ultimately, we got to get to Shedeur Sanders himself. Because I spoke to some executives, giving me some background, because they didn't like some of the things that they were seeing. They said stuff like him sending out tweets.
Now, here's, I'm agreeing with Stephen A. Smith. I text Stephen A. the other day. He didn't text me back because, I'm going to ask him to come on my show to talk about Shay Shay. Well, either way, I agree with him because the way that they did Colin Kaepernick is to me, looked like buck breaking. And I kept saying it to my friends, I think that's what buck breaking looks like. I asked our resident researcher, who happens to be of their culture, to read the definition of buck breaking.
Noun, an offensive word. The act of publicly punishing a male slave, typically by flogging him and in some cases sexually assaulting or raping him.
Now, they didn't physically sexually assault or rape him, but they were trying to take away his opportunity. And the way that they were doing it in front of the world to watch actually created so much momentum behind him that all I saw on Facebook and all I saw on Instagram and Twitter was Shedeur. And it actually, what was designed to destroy him, actually worked. So I don't know if Shedeur or Deion plotted that out, but y'all did a phenomenal job because you even got my attention. Do you feel like Stephen A. is right? Do you feel like this is like what happened with Colin? Like there's a comparison?
Yeah, absolutely. I similar to you, I don't normally agree with anything he says because it's usually a little bit off to me. But in this instance, I agree. I think it very much is them trying to like say, like, know your place before you get here.
Yep.
Know your place. And I think, didn't they do something similar to like Aaron Hernandez? Like they've done this before to athletes. Like,
and I feel like the Nepo
picks.
baby of it all, like they're like, oh, you think just because your dad is, that's what they saying, you think just because your dad is famous, you're going to get picked? No. Because I looked up, Deion Sanders got picked in the first round of the draft back in the day. But I agree with you because I don't stay in football news. I didn't even know Deion Sanders had a son. So now I feel like it just gave him public press. And like he dealt with it very professional, very positive.
Really quick, Google what NFL player greats were picked not in the first round.
Okay. Tom Brady, Joe Montana, Brett Favre, Johnny Unitas. I don't know these people. Frank Tanker.
These are all of some of the best. We're going to stop the list.
Terrell Owens, friends of the show.
Some of the who also played with Deion. Some of the best players in the NFL were passed up like that. So the thing is that what was designed to break his confidence, to set an example to everybody else in the world of sports or just in the world in general, that if you have this kind of confidence, if you come from a good family that gives you the confidence you need to succeed, if you work hard and with that confidence become the best, we'll still teach you that we can. Hold on, little boy. And that's why I've been telling people in Stockton, y'all gonna stop little boy me, because this is the thing that happens. Even though they didn't say little boy, they said it in the way they treated him. Now, eventually, Shedeur was drafted by the Cleveland Browns in the 5th round as the overall 144th pick. 144th pick. Now, he also made history as the first 5th round pick to have the #1 selling jersey among the NFL. I'm gonna give a round of applause for that. Among the NFL rookie draft class. Now, here's his reaction to finally be. Sorry. Now, here's his reaction to finally being drafted.
I'm so excited I heard this. You heard that sound, my boy. I'm so excited I heard this. You heard that sound, my boy. Hey, thank you everybody. Came support. Thank you everybody out there, all the fans. Hey, it's not time for a song, bro. No, thank you for the fans. Thank you for everybody. Thank you for the Browns organization for giving me a chance. That's all I need.
That looked like his beautiful mother, Pilar, standing there, but that was also Shedeur's brother, Shedeur Sanders, who was also standing next to him. He's also heading to the NFL. I'll give him a round of applause as well. Now, although he wasn't picked in the draft, he was assigned by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers as an undrafted free agent. I mean, isn't it great that he at least got the opportunity and even in spite of all the drama that, he was able to come out on the other side?
Mm-hmm. And I love how he's like almost more excited than his brother in the video for him. Like, it's just, that video makes me so happy.
Yeah, he's
so
just gonna. I'm sure he's gonna like fight harder to make a name for himself. So good for him.
Have you ever had a situation where somebody's treated you? This question's for Rob. Who treated you or had to prove to you that you weren't worthy because of? I'll just say of. We know what that means. Like, do you feel like the way they treated him, they treated that man, would they have done that to him if he was white?
I don't think they would have done it to this level if he was white. But I think, like she said, it's happened to like other people too. But I don't think it would have happened at this level for sure. I definitely think this was a like, know your place, boy, before you get in here, for sure.
Have you ever had that happen to you?
Yeah, I think in a way, yes. I ran a company before where, of course, I don't think some of the people there value me because they thought that I couldn't perform because of my race. And I ended up being the best person for the position that was ever there in that space. And in particular, one of the people who kind of was doing that was black, but he's like a self-hating Trumper too. So, but yeah, I've definitely experienced something like that in the workplace before.
Well, I will tell you, being the vice mayor now of Stockton, I've had my experiences where I've had to tell people, and I said it jokingly a minute ago, I'll say it right now, little boy in me. And it's interesting to watch people's reaction, physical reaction, emotional reaction to being called out on it. And some people aren't even, they lack self-awareness and don't even know they're doing it. But when you do certain things or you behave a certain way or you move the goalposts or there's an uneven handled expectation of kind of how people should be performing or an expectation of how you should, shrink to fit certain rooms, those little boings happen all the time in our culture. We see it, and I'm sensitive to it. Although it hasn't really happened to me that much, and it hasn't happened in a long time because of owning your own company is different. I think wanting to go to award shows, like, little boy, you ain't got no, you don't even, how dare you even ask to go? When you go create your own award show? Be careful when you do that to certain people because I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen with this boy. Mark my words, okay? And I know Marina's gonna remind me like the Beyonce tickets.
And will.
By the way, after I buy them for you, I'm not buying them for anybody else because some people that you buy tickets for are ungrateful.
I was afraid you were gonna make that reference.
He's gonna go on to be great. We're gonna be watching the Browns now. He's created more energy around this team that we haven't talked about in a long time, and he's gonna be a star like his father. Or he's going to be a complete failure, and it's going to be I told you so from everybody that passed him up, which I don't think is going to happen. I think he's going to go on to be a star because when you design traps or things for people to fail, people like that with that kind of confidence that comes from where you come from, they use that as fuel. I do it. Okay, now remember I just told you his brother Shiloh entered the NFL draft, but not as an undrafted free agent. Well, anyway, before his brother did that, he saw what happened to his brother. And he fired his father, Deion Sanders, well, I'll say allegedly, and signed with powerhouse agent Drew Rosenhaus, who helped him secure the free agent deal. Now, before Shedeur got drafted to the Browns, he received a prank call, which I thought was so disrespectful. And the way they played him like that for the whole world to watch was crazy. They called him faking, acting like they were from an NFL team, pretending to sign him. And, of course, it was caught on video. Take a look.
Say that one more time for me.
This is Mickey Loomis here, GM of the Saints.
How you doing?
Good, how are you, man?
Good, been waiting on you.
Yeah, we have. It's been a long wait, man.
No, for sure.
We're going to take you with our next pick right here, man.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Let's be legendary.
Yeah, but you're going to have to wait a little bit longer, man.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
Ready to go! What does that mean?
What? What did he say?
I don't know.
How you gonna ask us what it means and you was on the phone?
You heard that?
You said you're gonna have to wait a little bit longer.
Okay. Sorry about that.
Why did you call?
What the fuck?
Hey, that's
I don't know what that was. It's 50-50. But nobody got this number though.
Did they just troll, bro? Man, he just got trolled, bro. They tripping now, fam. Now I'm gonna crash out, bro. That's wild. You know what it is? Day 3, so now I gotta have my phone on now. So, but what them numbers y'all call you?
Fam, I thought that was a real person that called you, but it actually wasn't, was it?
No, I told you. That was a specific phone number, not in my name, not in anything.
So you bought that phone just for the drive?
Boost Mobile shipped the phone just for the drive.
So how did they get
Nobody had the number.
That's what I'm saying.
The number was only in the email thread that the NFL sent out to only teams.
That's outrageous, bro. So the NFL leaked it, basically.
No, you can't say that. It could be one of their kids.
Why did that look like Lotto sitting in the background? But anyway, it wasn't. Hey, Lotto. Well, just as Shedeur predicted, it was the kid of someone in the NFL prank calling him and playing on his phone. Now, we later found out that that was Jax Ulbrich, the 21-year-old son of Atlantic Falcons defensive coordinator and former interim Jets head coach Jeff Ulbrich, and he made the call to Shedeur. Now, here's a video because Jax was dumb enough to do it and post the video. 21-year-old, look.
Hey, is this Shedeur? This is Mickey Loomis here, the GM of the New Orleans Saints. How you doing? This is Mickey Loomis here, GM of the Saints.
How you doing?
Good, how are you, man?
Good, they were waiting on you.
Yeah, we have. It's been a long wait, man. We're going to take you with our next pick right here, man.
This ain't gonna be legendary.
Yeah, but you're going to have to wait a little bit longer, man. Sorry about that.
So what do you think?
I think it's absurd, and I don't find anything about it funny at all. So I don't know how he could have put himself in a position, one, to film himself doing something that was so stupid and actually like tarnishing his father's name too. So it was ridiculous.
This is so mean, and I kept seeing the headline of this, and I couldn't bear to watch it. This is my first time watching it, and I feel so bad. But this is what's wrong with, I feel like, social media, TikTok, pranksters. They just want it for clicks. Like, he recorded, he thought they were all giggling in the background. Like, that is so nasty. And people keep calling him a kid. He's 21 years old, that white
You a
kid.
whole grown-ass man, probably living in your grown-ass daddy's basement.
It looked like a dorm room.
Playing around
right.
on the phone. But here's the issue that I have with it. It's just so easy to emasculate and disrespect black men now in America. And I may be overreaching, and people may say, oh my God, don't tie it. People now believe they live in a society where this kind of thing is okay. I don't want to make it a racial thing, but I'm going to make it a racial thing. Just for the whole context of all, because as a black man, I'm telling you that while Brett Favre may have had that experience where he wasn't drafted in the first round, or while, Tom Brady wasn't drafted in the first round, that's not what I think is happening here. I still stay very firm in the fact that I think this was buck breaking, and to be able to see it happening, see it trending, then participate in it by not only making the prank call, using your daddy's access to a private phone number, but then promoting it on your own social for the world to see, was just to continue to show people that we can all collectively play in the little boy. And what you did do was you literally turned everybody against what was happening, because you pulled the veil off of the bullshit. Because then we all saw it. Now, Jax eventually fessed up and apologized. And that's great. That's great. I'm going to show you his apology. Take a look. Jax said, on Friday night, I made a tremendous mistake. Shedeur, what I did was completely inexcusable, embarrassing, and shameful. I'm so sorry I took away from your moment. It was selfish and childish. I could never imagine getting ready to celebrate one of the greatest moments of your life, and I made a terrible mistake and messed with that moment. Thank you for accepting my call earlier. I hope you can find it in your hearts to forgive me. Well, Jax, we ain't forgiving you, and I'm glad that the people didn't forgive you, because the Atlanta Falcons, who also released a statement claiming Jax unintentionally got Shedeur's number to make the call. Here's some claims that they put in their own press release. I'm going to let y'all read it because I'm not reading all that. But this is a statement from the Atlanta Falcons. You can screenshot and come back. Well, even though they apologized, the NFL said, nah, nope, not on our watch. We're going to fine you. They fined the Atlanta Falcons $250,000. And Jeff, the father, $100,000 over his son's prank call. Now, this is sad when the daddy of a grown man gets fined because, this is what they do when your kids are underage. But they treated him like an underage little boy who messed around and got his dad in some trouble.
Even though this is a step for justice, I feel like that fine just goes back to NFL stuff. It should go straight to him, to Shedeur.
The NFL said that they ain't doing that. Okay, they said Jeff failed to protect confidential NFL draft information, and after the fines came through, Jeff apologized to him and his son. Take a look at Daddy's apology.
First of all, I'd like to publicly apologize to Shedeur and the Sanders family for what occurred. Second of all, I want to publicly apologize to Mr. Blank, Terry Fontenot, Rumi Morris, and the entire Falcons organization. My actions of not protecting confidential data were inexcusable. My son's actions were absolutely inexcusable. And for that, we are both deeply sorry. The NFL has taken action, and I fully respect the punishment. We take full responsibility, my son and myself, and we will not be appealing the fine in any way. Going forward, I promise my son and I will work hard to demonstrate we are better than this. Again, I'm deeply sorry for our actions.
Jeff, I'm sure you've had a successful run at your career. I'm sure you've done a lot of amazing things, but you look like the type to sit around with some beers thinking that this kind of stuff is funny, but now you got caught up, and $350,000 later, you now have a big bill to pay. And it's really sad because if you really think about it, to be a young Black man, whether you grew up with money with your father or not, to grow up with a dream and then to have your dreams played with like this in front of the world to watch is embarrassing. But I'm glad, and I'll take it all the way back to the beginning, I'm glad that Deion built such a level of confidence in his son that you call cockiness or arrogance, that he was able to survive that. Because that kind of online bullying that leads to people being distressed leads to people killing themselves. We don't know what could have happened if he wouldn't have gotten selected. He could have not have been able to handle it. Now his dreams are gone, and now you played, and now he's an embarrassment. That could have led to something really disastrous that we all be here saying, oh, we're so sorry that this happened. So I'm wondering if $350,000 later, are you sorry? After you've seen the feedback, now the show talking about you, are you sorry? I want to know what it's going to take for people to have a little bit more compassion. Look, before the show, we were having a conversation about, how fed up we get sometimes being kind to people when people that even the people you're kind to turn around and treat you crazy or talk crazy behind your back or violate you in a way that this guy violated Shedeur. I'm glad that Shedeur got selected. Shedeur, I wish you the best of luck in your career. Shiloh, you too. It's good to see positive stories, positive outcomes. Deion, you did a great job. You are a little bit much at times, but so am I. So, congrats to you and Pilar on raising two good-looking, successful young men. Any last words on this?
This is sad. But I feel like Google is also the biggest, consequence, because the same way people are going to love Shedeur more for Googling him, they're going to Google this stupid kid and be like, ew, he's a bully, ew, he's mean.
He's not even a kid. That's a grown-ass man.
Sorry, man.
Yeah.
But I don't feel like the dad knew, because I don't know. I can't say because I don't know, but if that was my kid, I would beat the brakes
He's
off
not
of
a
my
kid.
I mean,
what I'm saying
if
is,
that was my child.
That's his child. First of all, how did your child get access to the confidential information?
And that's why I hate the fact that they keep saying it was unintentional, that he came across it. Stop giving an excuse for us to feel some level of pity for this man who made this ridiculous choice. I feel none.
Yep. Sad.
It's too bad. Anyway, congrats, guys. Good luck. All right. Terrence Howard. He's now speaking out again about men kissing men for TV. Terrence, I'm going to reach out to invite you on my show because I hope you're not becoming our resident homophobe. Because now every time I log on to social media, it's something that you have to say about what gay people are doing to try to turn you straight or turn you gay or, the perils of Hollywood. Now, look, I'm all for people telling their story. And I'm sorry, if you were somebody who they were trying to put your lips around a cucumber, then you should tell your story. I don't know your lived experience. I would love to interview you. You are one of my favorite, well, not really, but I do really like you and I like your films and I like you as an actor. But as a person now, I'm starting to go, because you blasted Diddy for allegedly trying to smash you. Now you're back saying that, you know, you're heterosexual, which let me give you a round of applause because you're still heterosexual. Give him a round of applause because that's all he wants people to know. He is not letting nobody play with his booty hole or his pickle. Okay, we are glad that you are still a heterosexual with no homosexual interest. Because a few episodes back, we had to let you guys know that Terrence was calling out Hollywood elites and men who give up their manhood, like Rob, for roles and success. Yeah, Rob gave up his manhood to get this job.
Rob.
Definitely did not.
That shit was gone a long time ago. Well, he even what is giving up your manhood? That part is
so ridiculous.
What does that mean? Like, I really need to know for those of you watching, those of you in the hood who are giving it up to the trans.
Ooh.
What does giving it up mean?
He said it in plain English. He basically said that if you are gay or if you have sex with a man, you are no longer a man. Like it's ridiculous. I don't understand.
So do we give up our manhood?
I guess so. I guess we're no longer men.
But can't you say that as a woman, like if I sleep with a man to get a job, then that's giving up my womanhood too? You could say the same thing, like in a heterosexual way. I think it just came out really like.
No, if you did that, if you just did that, you was just a hoe.
Okay, so
no, I'm just playing.
I know.
But I don't even believe that. First of all, I don't think anybody should give up anything for anything.
Correct.
So let's just say that. You know, the hardest thing when you do have things that people want is fighting off the people who try to put themselves in position for you to give them something for something they think you want to later turn around and say that you did it. Y'all, this is crazy. Now, I don't know if that's what Diddy was doing because maybe he had a little bit too much piece of rock. And when you walked through the door, he said, squirting you with the baby. I don't know what was going on over there at Diddy house. But here's the deal. I don't understand what giving up your manhood is. Brokeback Mountain, one of the most beautiful love stories of how real life shit be going down, did not take Jake Gyllenhaal's manhood. Now, you can go back and do your research. If you're black and don't know who Jake Gyllenhaal is, push pause, go Google, go back and watch it. Heath Ledger, his co-star, is dead now. It's a whole thing. Go watch it. He didn't die because of that. He died for something else. Well, I don't know what giving up your manhood is. So somebody in the comments help me out. Now, he even claimed that that he truly believed that Diddy wanted to sleep with him. Now, although his comments rubbed some people...
Set up.
I think Ariella be setting me out, right? Although his comments rubbed people the wrong way,
yes.
Terrence doubled down and said that he was launching a podcast where he plans to expose Hollywood, the studios, agencies, executives, podcasters, everybody. And now he's telling Bill Maher that he would cut his lips off if he ever had to kiss a man on screen. Now, the conversation began as Terrence revealed that the biggest mistake of his career was turning down the lead role in the Smokey Robinson biopic, a role that Smokey himself personally asked him to take on. Terrence said that he passed because he was already deep in talks with Lee Daniels about portraying Marvin Gaye in a different project, but things didn't pan out because he left that role after getting some key info about Marvin Gaye's sexuality during a visit to Quincy Jones' house. Pause. Before we even get into that, what went down at Quincy's house? Marvin was doing something at Quincy house?
No, I think he was saying Quincy Jones was telling him about.
Nah, Google that so we can get those facts. But listen to what he said about the whole Marvin Gaye thing. Listen.
And Marvin Gaye was like, you would have been perfect as Marvin Gaye. And that is a story that needs to be told.
You know what happened with that. I was over at Quincy Jones' house. I'm not dropping names. I'm just giving credibility to what I'm saying.
No, never drop names. De Niro told me that.
Yeah, so but I'm asking Quincy, I'm hearing rumors that Marvin was gay. And I'm like, was he gay? And Quincy's like, yes.
Oh.
He went around it with everything, and I was like, no, and I'm like, I could not.
I just feel like there's gay for real, and then there's a point where guys get so much pussy, they're just like, oh, fuck it.
Yeah, well, it would have been that, but they would have wanted to do that, and I wouldn't have been able to do that.
Well, you mean you couldn't kiss a guy on screen in a movie?
No.
Not even, yeah.
No, because I don't fake it. I literally, it has to.
I couldn't kiss a man either. That's true. And that
would fuck me. I would cut my lips off.
Yeah, no,
I would.
Okay,
If I kiss some man, I would cut my lips off.
well, I would not do that, but it does not make me homophobic to not want to kiss a man, just like lots of gay men are like pussy, yuck. You know, I mean, that's okay. We all have our own, no one
That's
wants
fine.
to tell you
do
how
what
to.
you love to do, but don't do it at me. Don't aim it at me. And I can't play that character.
Right.
100%. I can't.
Right.
I can't surrender myself
Right.
to a place that I don't understand.
Yeah.
And so that's the end part of that story of what I had
Well,
to
I can
let
understand.
go.
I can understand it. I'm just not of it. I mean, I could certainly understand men attracted to men. I mean, homosexuality is in nature. Animals. There are animals. Many, many, many animals.
Yeah, the bonobo. The bonobo monkey.
So what say ye?
I am so annoyed because, like you said earlier, I really do love the body of work of Terrence Howard, not his films.
The body.
His films. I do love his work, and it's disappointing to hear him say things like this. To me, like, you would pass up the opportunity to play one of the most legendary musicians in history because of his choice of his sexuality. And this also could have been a platform for you to be in a role, because quite often when people are performing these biopics, it propels their careers to another level. And to say I don't understand gay people, so I could never play a gay character, is absurd, because you're an actor. Like, this is what I'm pursuing to be on the level of a Terrence Howard. But if I'm going to play a serial killer, I don't profess to have to be a serial killer to play one. Like, that is ridiculous to me.
So if you went up for a role that required you to kiss a man, would you?
Yes, because it's just telling a story. It's telling us, but it's telling a story.
Okay, if you had to play a role where you had to eat a woman's vagina.
I've done that before in real life, but yes, I would do that. So to me,
allegedly,
but to me, it's I can't wrap my mind around that way of thinking. Denzel just did it. He just did it. Like, these are legends in acting. So do you think less of Denzel Washington for choosing to do that? Like, come on. Will Smith.
Okay, so I was Googling, and it says Marvin Gaye and Quincy Jones both lived in the same house, and Quincy Jones confirmed to Terrence Howard that Marvin Gaye was gay, but Marvin Gaye never really publicly, which we know, confirmed his sexuality. But for this, it's just like, for me, disrespectful to Quincy Jones and Marvin Gaye, because Quincy just passed in November. So it's like, clearly, why are you telling these stories now, speaking on the dead? And it's fine if he wants to stand on business and not kiss a man, but just to say the whole story and whatever, it's like, now it's weird.
Well, let me say this in all defense on that point, because I will defend you, Terrence. I'll be fair. I'm a fair shooter. Pop out. Quincy Jones was messy as hell. There was an interview Quincy did that was iconic. You have to go back and read it. It was like one of those things where, like, I'm about to die, so I'm just gonna say everything. He put everybody's tea on the streets. Quincy, I met Quincy one time. I didn't get a chance to see you. I didn't get a chance to see you, Quincy, before you died, to tell you that I lived for you, because you spilled the tea so hot, it burned my mouth. Well, speaking of burning mouths, Terrence, just because you kiss a man as an actor doesn't mean that you're gonna catch oral gonorrhea. Just go through the experience of being an actor. Crash was a great movie that I loved. You were a storyteller. I fell in love with the story that you all were telling as we were crashing into one another. And in life, you're going to crash into homosexuals because they're all over. There's 3 in the room. There's 4 in the room out of 5 people.
I'm the 5th.
Johnny, you there? You see what I mean? Like,
I'm representing
we're
for the
all here,
streets.
and so again, like, damn, we got a lot of gay people on our staff.
Yes.
We do.
I'm a lone soldier every day.
Andrew. Who?
That's Andrew.
Gucci. No, it's like my dog. Look, Terrence, man, disappointed in you, but look, stand on what you believe. But on one hand, I will say, if Diddy
allegedly
was trying to stuff his meat in you,
my God.
I get it then. I get why you would feel personally attacked, because I have a friend named Brandon. Now, hey, Brandon. Brandon is serious about being straight, and even though he's been with me in spaces where I have gone, and a lot of our straight friends have gone with us to gay clubs or whatever, my friends that see us don't see me as gay, or they coexist. Brandon is one who's been with me in spaces that, he may not ever go to on his own. And then after he's done once or twice, he's decided that he doesn't want to go in those spaces anymore. And that's okay. It doesn't turn me off because he doesn't feel comfortable. If you're put in a situation where you feel uncomfortable or forced in a situation where you feel uncomfortable, and then you have a reaction to it, if you're really heterosexual, I could understand the ignorance to a certain degree, but to continuously verbalize it, it's almost like there was something happened to you that is now triggered this, I would cut my lips off if I had to play a part, like to play a person. I don't, that's a bit extreme to me.
It's so extreme. Like the cutting off the lips is the thing that's driving me crazy.
It's almost like you detest gay people so much that if I had to do it in a film where it wasn't even real, I would cut my lips off.
Like I can't rap. You passed up the opportunity to play Marvin Gaye because you didn't want to kiss a man on the lips. Like, what the fuck? Like, it's just absurd.
Also, like, I was thinking that too. This is the second time now we're kind of talking about a similar story with Terrence in like 1 month. Wasn't it like a couple weeks ago we talked about it?
Said.
Yeah, so I'm like, it's a little strange to me, like protest something no one even questioned on him. So like, I think there is something deeper.
How you doing?
Talk to your therapist about it.
Or mine. All right, anyway, good luck, Terrence. Well, Ye is back in the news, and this time he's slamming Kim, Boosie, and Cam'Ron. Ye's rants continue, and he's still beefing with the mother of his children, Kim Kardashian. Now he's beefing with rappers Lil Boosie and Cam'Ron. Now, when it comes to Kim and the Kardashians and Jenners, Ye is so over them that he's continuously talking about them.
Always.
Does that make sense? I'm over them, so I'm going to keep talking. Well, Ye is so over them that he continues to talk about them. Now, he's taken his rants from Twitter to Twitch, and on his first day on Twitch, he told the viewers that he should have had his kids with Paris Hilton instead of her former assistant, Kim Kardashian. Now, look, I ain't gonna lie. I chuckled. When he did this one, I chuckled because Paris is somewhere minding her own business with her kids, running around pushing them in little carts with her rich husband, Carter. Hey, Carter. Trying to figure out how to mend the burn of her Malibu mansion. And Ye is literally igniting an old feud between Paris and her former assistant, Kim Kardashian, who later eclipsed her and then somehow balanced out on the back end. Well, Kanye had a lot to say, and look.
Kim was Paris Hilton's assistant. I should have had babies with Paris Hilton over Kim Kardashian. You guys, could you imagine if I had kids with Paris Hilton, how many hotels I have now? You get what I'm saying? Think about that. The Hilton. The Hilton shit. Because I think y'all staying in the Hilton right now. The fucking Edition Hotels is a Hilton. You know what I'm saying? And Paris Hilton had the vision, and then that's what happened. Kim was like the Virgil. Kim was like Paris Hilton's Virgil. And that's what happened. If you like Arnold Schwarzenegger and you have a kid with a nanny, the nanny only power is to take your kids. So Kim's only power is to take my kids. I had a baby with a fucking assistant, bro. And then put her on Vogue. Bro. You can't put no motherfucking assistant on Vogue, bro. That's exactly what Bernardo know did, and it's king time now, bro.
First of all, there were so many layers to that conversation that I don't even know where to start. First, I'm gonna say, Kanye, you are entertaining. The only thing I will say I miss with Kanye is like that right there is one of those moments where like if you talk to him when he's in one of those moments, it's so wild and entertaining that you chuckle. I'm chuckling behind this Botox. There's a chuckle going on. Okay, first thing to witness in that situation is he's on the phone with somebody who's gaslighting him to keep going. That is the yes manery that happens with artists like him when you know they need to have people around me that go, nah, bruh, just turn it off. I told the story somewhere where I was in the car with Kanye and he was going on a rant and I just called Karen Clark and put him on the phone so she could pray for him. And she made us all bow our heads and hold hands and pray, but his whole attitude changed afterwards. Oh. That's what your friends are supposed to do when they see you're going through it. As much as Kim Kardashian and I love Kim. Everybody knows I love Kim. I criticize them because we be turning lemons into lemonade. They turn porn into the penthouse, and it is what it is. So you can't really hate them for that. But to say you had a baby with the assistant is disrespectful because Kim is a boss. It is what it is. We can be mad that she got it. We can not acknowledge that she's a boss. She's a whole ass boss, and you have 4 beautiful ass children with her. And I love the fact that she stood with you through all this craziness to have all her kids with one man instead of being the thing that everybody wants her to be. And that's, okay. The other thing is Paris don't need to take a stray like Taylor Swift did. Leave the white girls alone because at this point, you're just picking on every white girl you can. Lie, that was mean. Leave Paris alone. She's fine and she's unbothered minding her own business. And Kim and Paris have pieced up everything that they went through and they're good. Then you refer to Kim being the Virgil, which means that you're mad at Virgil, who, by the way, has since passed, was your understudy, who later became king in his own right. You're saying that your little boy and him, he should have stayed under your thumb, like Kim should have stayed under Paris's, when we all should be allowed to evolve into whoever we want. Now, in terms of Kim being on the cover of Vogue, y'all got tired of Naomi Campbell and all the models who were on Vogue historically because they couldn't sell nothing, and y'all moved and used Kim to be the launch pad to put celebrities on Vogue, and that is the evolution of the magazine business, which is why Vogue is still in business when a lot of other magazines have shut down. I just had to break it all down. And on top of that, you on live stream telling everybody that you're staying at the Edition Hotel, putting your safety at risk, and you talk about she's keeping your kids from you. The judge isn't going to grant you to custody of your kids if you don't have a home. You live in hotels. That was a lot.
It was a lot, and it was so many holes in his perspective that he's built for himself. This idea that Paris Hilton had a vision for the Hilton hotels, which she didn't because that's her family brand. And I think Kim was the one that had a vision to go from an assistant to having a hit network show built around her, and then
her whole family,
and a Skims brand, and she's the one who had a vision, even though she's kind of fucking it off right now. But she's the one that had the vision. So it's a little crazy for him to make that comparison. And then, like you said, for the Vogue thing, like you didn't create Kim Kardashian. When you got with Kim Kardashian, she was already Kim Kardashian. So like to make that kind of sound like it was her evolution to success came from you.
But you're also in a weird way saying that you would have done to Paris what you think Kim did to Paris, right? Like I'd have been with her, I'd have all these like it doesn't make sense. It's just Ye ranting and he's funny.
But on an entertainment aspect, like you said, I will say I prefer these Twitch crash outs way more than the Twitter ones. Because Twitter, you can't really like see him emote, but the crash out is kind of funny.
But this crash out,
and sad.
Although it's sad and it's embarrassing and it's ridiculously hilarious, it's not anti-Semitic or hurtful or mean-spirited in that way.
Only to Kim.
Kim has taken these beatings, no pun intended, for a long time. And so the Kardashians, it in some way keeps them relevant too because nobody's really keeping up with them. I went to Hulu to go see their show. There's 8 episodes per season. I didn't even click start on any of them because I don't want to keep up with them anymore. Yeah. But I'd still, by the way, did you see Khloe's body?
What's done to it now?
What? She look good. What? She got her podcast? What? What's it giving?
I haven't seen it.
I mean, it's given a little extra Ozempic. Anyway.
Kanye was too. He's looking a little skinny in that video.
But that's good because he's looking better. Looking healthy.
But at least on the good side for this, Kim doesn't have to like gather evidence in court. Like the judge is gonna open his phone and just know already what it is for her to get sole custody. It's scary. He's complaining he can't see his kids.
I think she set him up for that.
That's what I'm saying. It's a setup. He's complaining about never seeing the kids, and I'm like, now you're really never gonna see them.
And then to your other point, he's talking into the phone to somebody asking him, and who is recording you and then sending this to you to post? Like, why are y'all helping him?
He was on live stream. That's what I'm saying.
Was he holding it, or somebody else was
somebody
recording
else is
it?
recording
when you're streaming, people are filming.
But I mean, like, somebody on that team should be like, "Yay, stop!"
No, you don't tell him no.
You did.
I did. But listen, after I started telling Ye no, then I had to start talking to him through a third party. Kanye would send me a message from some. So
you got put on timeout for saying no.
Say this. Say, I'm Kanye. That's Jason. You're the assistant, Lauren. Okay, tell her something.
I'm Ye?
Yeah.
Oh. No, you're Jason.
You're Jason. I'm Ye.
Tell him not to post that on Twitter.
don't post it on Twitter.
No, Jason said don't post
Oh.
it. Let's do this over. Go ahead.
Tell him not to post that on Twitter.
Jason said not to post it on Twitter, Kanye.
Ask him what?
Kanye said what?
The thing that you said about Kim.
Jason said the thing that you said about Kim, Kanye.
But what thing?
Jason, Kanye is asking what thing?
The thing about the birthday party.
Jason said the thing about the birthday party.
Okay, type this out to Jason and put a space between each line. I can say whatever I want. These are my kids, my ex-wife. I hired you to do a job. You wouldn't do it. Don't tell me what to do. And please don't call me back. Even though you didn't call me back, don't call me.
I'm going to send you a text of what Kanye told me to tell you.
I mean, that was what happened. That is why
crazy.
but that was, am I lying?
No, you're not.
That was every day while he was mad. So the thing is that when you work with Kanye, if you don't give him what he wants, that is then the treatment, right? Now, mind you, he was doing that while he was in Japan too. So the hours of communication it was craziness. And anyway, I would never. So, but anyway, so a week later, he crashed out again on Twitch because he couldn't see his 4 kids with Kim. That's Lil North saying Chicago and song. This is what happened. Look.
Why you got all these black kids that just sitting in that school and y'all niggas is just trying to jump up and down from McDonald's? None of these celebrities give a about anything but their next motherfucking cheeseburger. Yeah, academics put that battery in my back, bro. Because I was in the airport by myself, bro. That shit is so important to me, man. I mean, love you, bro. That meant everything to me, bro. I'm gonna go get these kids, man. All these niggas, I'm gonna go get these kids, bro. I'm talking to the lawyers. It get to the point where I don't lose my mind. I'm like, I have to get used to that seeing my kids. Like, it'll be okay. And then niggas say, hey, Ferg. Oh, I could be whole. Nigga, I could be whole when I see my kids. Talk to me. No shit. I'm the leader. Why y'all keep trying to figure shit out? If I go like that, y'all go like that. I'm y'all leader, all of y'all. And it's okay, it ain't nothing. But y'all ain't doing no season 3 stadium show. How many millionaires you seen Virgil made? How many people met Virgil was like, I'm a millionaire now. I'm a billionaire now. That's what they do. The white people, the Jews, they'll grab a Kendrick, a Virgil, and then put a false idol, a false king. And I'm not here to be your idol, I'm the leader. I'm not here to be worshipped. And as a leader, I'm saying, how am I supposed to lead y'all if I don't got my kids with me to continue what we're doing? I ain't got no other legacy. So why the f you think I'll be spazzing out? Twins in charge of my mother legacy. I'm gay. Twins in charge of my mother legacy, and I'm gay.
First of all, a couple things. Did you notice the guy in the background being normal?
Minding his business on
No,
the computer.
not minding his business. That's that was just normal because it's normal.
It's every day.
He's probably an engineer back there making, because Ye be making beats in the room. But was that Ye?
It sound like him.
I mean, it could be AI. I'm gonna just give him it was AI. He didn't mean it. That's what the people around him do, making excuses. Did he have a valid argument?
Okay, my dentist name is Dr. Trev, and he posted that he did Kanye's grills, but I hate the grills. I can barely understand him. I need subtitles because it's just a lot. The face covering, the grills, it's a lot. The crash out was crazy. I feel bad. I feel like even if you hate Kim Kardashian, like you just have to feel bad for her as a mom, as an ex-wife. Like,
hell no.
He's still wearing his wedding ring to Bianca. Where is Bianca at?
Wait. I don't feel sorry for Kim because Kim got with him because Kim wanted to be more famous. What? She did it. She used him to transition into being a style icon. He made her his muse like he does every other woman. She got what she needed out of it. And when she was done, she sent him on his way to a hotel. And now she got what she deserved. She deserves this.
I don't know.
Absolutely.
I feel like as a mom with kids though, like
you ain't got no
kids.
You got dogs. Okay?
I don't know if she deserves.
Why don't she?
Crash out, baby daddy.
No, this is so bad.
Hold on. He was a crash out before she got him, and so when you end up with a crash out because that's what you want, and then he crashes out. Believe a person when they tell you who they are the first time. What's the lady name that said that?
Bryant.
No,
Oh, you mean
Maya Angelou.
I'm
No,
saying- no, I'm-
wait, you
no.
took Maya Angelou's quote and gave it to
No,
Dr.
I
Bryant?
was saying Dr. Bryant just had. I was gonna say Dr. Bryant was just having this conversation with you about all these celebrities who get with these men who are like, oh, I can fix them, I'm gonna change them, and then they end up with the result of them being who they were at
Exactly.
in the
So she
beginning.
deserved it.
But
That's the
But I
wait,
feel like
wait,
this
wait,
is a
wait,
new-
wait. Hold on, excuse me.
No.
Thank you. You validated my point. Dr. Bryant said the same thing I said in a more hood professional way. That at the end of the day, when you make a choice for the type of person that you want, you cannot get mad and call foul on the play when you get what you asked for.
But I disagree because I feel like Kanye was a different person when Kim got with him, number one. And Dr. Bryant said, don't marry a baby daddy and think he's going to be a father or a husband. But Kanye was nothing when he was neither.
We're not talking about
Excuse me,
just the
excuse
children.
me, I'm sorry. You're too personally involved and not really
I'm
thinking.
not personally involved. I don't know
Listen,
either one.
She was speaking, she used an example of a behavior.
Right.
You get with a person and they show you that's the type of person they are. I lie too much. If
Correct.
they lie when you got them, they're going to lie
lie
when you
later.
have them.
Correct.
And they're going to lie after.
That's true.
Kanye has always had the ticky boom boom. And I'm sorry, he's had the ticky boom boom for years, and she got him when the tick went boom.
I feel like she got Kanye in his prime. He was not that.
He was definitely not in his prime.
I think so. He was cute in the beginning when they were together.
What he looked like pre-
Not even what he looked like, but he
You're-
carried
hold on,
himself
you're,
well.
hold on. You just trying to win an argument now, or you're doing this to get people going. Either way, what he looked like ain't got nothing to do with how he behaves. Kanye has always been spicy, erratic, flamboyant,
That's
all
true.
those things before she got with him. And then she got with him, and that is who he is. He got on stage with Taylor Swift in a bottle of Hennessy when he went up there and snatched the whole thing. Beyonce, the greatest of all time, did that to that girl in front of the world. He's always been this person. When he sat up there and made the whole conversation, a song about I'm mad at fuck Taylor Swift, he called her on the phone while Kim and them was recording it. She'd been in on it. Okay, her and Ray J plotted the tape. She been on it. The girl's a smart marketing. She used all these black men and their penises to get to where she is. She gets no sympathy from me. You got what you got. And we kept up with you with the Kardashians the whole time. It was on TV for us to watch. Y'all ran poor Bruce out there, made him Caitlyn. I don't care. Sorry, they get no grace from me. I know you want to believe in it. And we have a whole nation of BBLs because of Kim Kardashian.
That
I'm
is
sorry.
true.
So please stop.
That is an
hanging her up
epidemic.
to be the saint.
No,
that she's
I
not.
just feel
The only
bad.
saint in that house is
It's
her
Saint.
child.
But that's where my concern lies, because he's doing all of this, and again, when we record all of this on social media, it's gonna live out there forever.
Right.
So now, but his kids already know he's crazy, but now they're gonna have to deal with this forever. Him disparaging their mother again publicly, saying I should have let her be the little assistant and had babies with her. Like, why are you saying that?
Meanwhile, he always said Kim was his muse. Kim was his muse. So it's a switch up for me.
Thank you. I don't think Kim's never coming on our show.
Johnny.
Is Kim
I
ever
hope
coming?
she does.
I don't think she will, but I hope
She needs to
does.
address the Tesla stuff, so she needs to come on the
I
show
don't think
now.
a lot of people will want
What
the
Tesla
smoke.
stuff?
Right when Trump got into office, she did that photo shoot with
But
the
they
Tesla
support
truck.
Trump. We
But
know
that's what
that,
I'm
though.
saying. But now everybody's boycotting Skims now. Like, the girl needs to come on here and have a conversation.
So Kim's has a pop-up store on Sunset Boulevard. If you ride by next week and it's gone, you know what happened. Okay. Well, aside from beefing with his baby mama, Ye's still beefing with Playboy Cardi and now rappers Boosie and Cam'Ron. Ye first came after Boosie, after Baton Rouge rapper commented on Ye's sexual secret. Remember, he claimed Ye claimed that he had been sucking penis up into 14 or whatever. He had performed oral sex. Well, Boosie reacted and said that, Ye was whatever, attacked him and said that's why he has to basically explain to his children why he was doing that. Well, Ye then called Boosie a piece of shit who is poor and smells poor. Listen.
I know they smell poor. I never met them. They smell poor. You know, they is poor. What the fuck am I talking about smell?
Yeah, Boozy got us not talking shit.
But he there, that's what he there to do. They took a piece of shit and made him talk shit. He talking himself. He a piece of shit. He talking shit. But by the way,
First of all, Boosie was here in our studio. He didn't smell like shit. But I'm going to tell you right now, Twitch, please don't take Ye off of Twitch. We need Ye on Twitch, right?
It's entertaining. I feel bad for Boosie though. Yeah, he did not smell like nothing.
I don't feel bad for Boosie.
I love Boosie.
You don't like Boosie. I like Boosie.
No, I'm saying Boosie jumped into the conversation. As soon as it was something about gay people, Boosie had to jump in. And then now it did.
Okay, let's go back and
turned
show
on.
you what Boosie said to set off Ye. This is what he said, okay? Damn, Ye, I feel bad for this dude. This dude been through some shit, bruh. The rants make sense now. This man was sucking dick as a child. Shaking my head, his mind is fucked up. I hate him having to go through this as a child. This man coming for any and everyone with a rapture. Whoever wronged him, they in trouble.
See, but that's why it's weird because he was He was like feeling sorry for Kanye.
That's why I don't feel bad for him, because he decided to jump in on this subject.
Well, after Ye responded, Boosie clapped back and he told him to chill. And then he doubled down on his comments, and this is what he said. I smell LOL. Never. Your mouth smells like a ham and cheese Hot Pocket when it come out the microwave. What you need to do is watch what you tweet, bro. You have sons who look up to you and value your words. You just motivated your son to put a dick in his mouth. You're making your son suspicious of what a dick tastes like, Ye. Well, okay. That's not cool.
Not cool. Not cool.
But when you start a fight,
But why? I just feel like Boosie took this as an opportunity. Somebody said they might have had been molested as a child, and here we go.
No. We broke that down. The cousin was allegedly younger and may have been taken advantage of.
Oh, you may have taken advantage. Anyway, if there was any involvement of some kind of male-on-male interaction in a way that was inappropriate, this is when he decides to insert himself, because he's so against anything that's same sex. And I'm not saying that this molestation issue shouldn't be compared to being gay.
Correct.
But I feel like that's why
an important point to make right there.
Correct. But I think that's why Boosie decided to jump on this train, and now he's proving it by saying, "Oh, now your kid's gonna want to suck dick too." Like, why are you even why are you saying that?
I feel like just to go below the belt, because saying someone smells poor is below the belt too. It's just very Boosie fashion.
It's disrespectful to poor people and
Very
whatever.
disrespectful to everybody.
No, I mean it is. You're disrespecting and there's a lot of poor people in the country and in the world.
Rob,
why are you laughing?
It's the smirk for me.
Boosie. Ye then came for Cam'Ron after Cam also shared his thoughts on Ye's sexuality. Cam and Mace discussed the confession on their show. It is what it is. Listen.
Niggas be conveniently gay. He's like, yo, it's like, yo, let's be gay for a little while now because this man is popping. So now let's talk about when I was gay at one time. Yo, and I don't got nothing against gay people. Like I said, I respect the gay people that say they gay. I don't really like the people when I'm talking about gay people that's hiding that they're gay in the closet. That's what I'm saying. Come out and say that you gay. If that's what you're doing, cool. Kanye been in the public eye for at least going on 20 years, if not longer. Maybe 22, 23 years, maybe, if I'm not mistaken. And now you gay or had gay acts or whatever the point be, shit ain't working. Everything he got going on ain't seem to been working. He had swastikas. He's Hitler last month, wasn't he? Hitler? And then he was a KKK nigga about 3 weeks ago. Now he molested his cousin and he gonna do a song about it. It's just too convenient. See, I remember Dave talking about Cam, he's bipolar. He don't be taking his medicine. I never knew this. I'm not saying he is, and I'm not playing with people who are bipolar. I get it. I just never seen none of this shit. And I've been around Kanye for a long time ago. Everybody know I stayed up in Chicago for about a good 4 or 5 years. But, and I'm not saying nothing about the city of Chicago, but two of the biggest superstars ever. It's some molestation, nasty, peeing on bitches shit. It's a lot of shit going on with two of the biggest superstars ever, not just from Chicago, ever in music history, where there's some personal nasty shit going on. I don't know what was going on up there like that. This is before I got there, obviously, but y'all putting a stain on a good city, man. Y'all need to cut the shit, man.
I have a show to do, so I have to say the truth. Cam'Ron, you were having this conversation with Mace, who they said
allegedly
was gay. Google.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
It's all the Diddy stuff.
Is Mace gay? Caught with a...
What does it say?
Caught with a transvestite?
I mean, that was I'm gonna say allegedly.
His relationship with Puff.
Hold on, listen. Google is your friend. Put pause here. Go over and Google. Mace has had a long history before this podcast, and this is why you got to be careful doing these type of podcasts because you got to kind of put it all out there. No pun intended. There's been allegations of Mace before he was a pastor, after he was a pastor, being involved in situations with transvestites and gays, and then there was the whole did he take that relationship that maybe he took that or didn't. I don't know what happened.
Allegedly.
They have history. They fell out, made it up. We don't know the history of all these people. That's why we got to be careful how we're talking, who we're talking. But I do love that Cam'Ron speaks his mind so he at least knows where he stands. And he wasn't talking about me because I'm out. He's saying that he has a problem with the download culture. By the way, put a pin in this. You know they have a Houston DL list that's out? Some trans person took all the DMs of every man in Houston who hit them up and put it out. And people, that's dangerous.
Very dangerous.
And that's why there's a lot going on in the T community. Where, you know. Anyway, Ye replied to Cam's comments on X. Take a look what he said. How Cam say I'm doing anything bad for Chicago? Chicago loves me. I love Cam. It's like you that had me shook to release the song, but I ain't scared of y'all. And thank you for making Dipset. You're a god. And fuck you, by the way. And I got my $2 million Dipset belt as I tweet. That's the bipolar in Ye. But yeah, I mean, listen. Cam'Ron responded to Ye and said he usually doesn't talk to who suck dick. Meanwhile, Mace was sitting right there too and said he was going to pray for everybody. What? He said he was going to pray for everybody. Take a listen.
No, what's up with your son, man? You know, that's your son. That's my nephew now. Get your son under control, man. What we doing with him? Is he disowned, or you gonna have a talk with him?
I'm gonna have a talk with him. I might have to have a talk with him.
All right, so we not disowning him.
Nah, I'm not just yet. Not just yet. All right. I'm gonna fly to California tomorrow, man. All right. See where he's at, man. Cause we gotta talk, man. I don't like what I'm hearing.
All right, nah, that's all good.
You hear what he said about you?
Yeah, that's why I'm talking to him. Cause I don't usually talk to who suck dick. Once they suck dick, I don't go back. I don't go back and forth once you admit you suck dick. That's just me. That's why I'm trying.
That part ain't my son.
That's what I'm trying to figure out. That's what I'm trying to figure out. What are we doing? That's what I'm asking. Because if you giving him a pass,
I can't give him no pass. I was trying to have the intervention, but I can't stand.
All right. It might have been a phase.
So what Cam is saying is that his whole phase is off. He can have his whole phase deleted.
Listen,
that's what Drea said.
No, you could delete being a hoe. What Drea said, but Dre ain't a man who sucked dick. That's what I'm saying. Listen, if you like it, I love it. I'm following your lead on this. This
is uncharted territory. These are conversations we never had in hip hop. This is uncharted territory. Please forgive me for all my responses. I don't know what to say on this. I gotta pray.
Oh man! All right.
But this is exactly why people are in the closet, especially in the Black community. These men who are on the down low don't say anything because they're ostracized and talked about in this manner. And you can't, I'm sorry, you can't pay me all the money in the world to believe that there's only like one gay person in the NFL or NBA at one time when there's like hundreds of men. There's no way. But they're never going to say anything because according to Terrence Howard, they're no longer men. And that's why they won't say anything. They're not going to come out of the closet. And then the whole hip hop industry is built on disparaging gay people, women quite often. So of course these men are not going to come out and say anything. And you also can't pay me to believe that R. Kelly and Kanye West are the only people who have had some crazy shit go down in their past. All y'all mess just hasn't come out yet. So it's not just Chicago. Come on.
Yay. Please go back to Twitch after you see the show. And just everybody chill. Or not chill so we can have things to talk about. But either way, can everybody just chill? There's too much going on. Okay, I'm done. Bye. All right. Beyonce is on tour and she has her kids with her. Beyonce's Cowboy Carter tour has officially started to drain all your bank accounts in preparation for a recession. It's kicked off right here in Los Angeles, and she shut the stage down with her two girls, Blue Ivy and Rumi Carter. Now, spoiler alert, if you've been living under a rock and haven't seen clips on social media, look away now because I want you to see Blue Ivy as she slayed the stage. Look, this is Blue Slay, ain't it? And her mother in the background dancing like Blue used to dance. Okay, because she's gotten a little older, but we love you, Beyonce. We know you singing and dancing and doing all that. I love the fact that she's put so much effort into allowing her daughter an opportunity to shine. This is a Grammy Award-winning dancer, by the way. Thank you, Blue. We love that. Hey, B. Now, B also had her youngest daughter, Rumi, join her and Blue on stage. Now, Rumi is one of the other two kids. Zuri, her son. Those are the kids that Kanye talked about when he was attacking children. We talked about that on one of the former podcasts. I'm glad that Beyonce is embracing bringing her child out to show her, I got your back, I support you, I love you, whatever. Because I thought that was the cruelest, nastiest thing. And Rumi was able to make her appearance right here for the world to watch. Take a look. This is Rumi right there holding on like, yep, my mom is Beyonce and all of you are poor. Yes, thank you for coming because now we're going to be able to live for the next 34, 50 years. And look at Blue in the background looking just like baby Beyonce. Gorgeous, 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 gorgeous. All right, well, look, fans in the venues and online watch the girls in awe. And as proud aunties and uncles, look at one of the fans had something to say. Another fan had something to say. All right, and this fan had this to say. Not Blue Ivy walking into 7th grade English class this morning. I mean, wouldn't you do that if your mother was Beyonce? I mean, isn't it great to see her kids out there with her mom?
Absolutely. I love that Beyonce is like putting her kids on display, like giving them the opportunity to grow in crafts. Like her Blue killed it with those dance moves.
Killed it. She has been in the lab. I'm so happy because everyone tried to play her at the beginning of the Renaissance tour for her dancing. So she really was in the lab working, and now look at her. And then did you see the video when she redid Deja Vu?
No.
As Beyonce? Oh.
No,
she
because I'm waiting to go to the tour.
Well, she like redid the whole thing, and it was like literally like Deja Vu. Like I was looking at early Beyonce. She did the whole
Listen, Beyonce don't care about none of this. All she care about,
As
go buy
she
your
should.
tickets. The tickets are on discount now. You can go to Temu. They're there. I'm gonna go see the show.
Well, clearly we are too now.
Where are we allowed to
We'll
sit?
talk about
Yeah.
your ticket limits.
Yeah.
We need cowboy hats.
I have one, but
Okay.
let's get new ones.
All right. Well, anyway, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I'm happy for you, Beyonce. Okay, bye. Baby. Diddy went to jail and the girls are fighting. Misa Hylton, who never, ever says anything. Misa, I know you're watching. Hi. Misa never says anything. She is out, and this is so. Okay. As much as I want to get into this salivating conversation, I feel really bad because I come from an era where I'm old enough, as Rob and I are the same age. He's been through this as well. An era where this is our queen of R&B and hip hop, Mary J. Blige, who is an icon. Doesn't really trust many people, and this is one of her besties. This is Misa Hylton, the mother of one of Diddy's sons, Justin Combs. Well, they're best friends, or maybe they used to be best friends. Well, either way, the former best friends, Mary J. Blige and Misa Hylton, are entangled in a $5 million lawsuit. Now, the duo's friendship dates all the way back to the early 80s, back when Mary was dating KC when he was allegedly beating her. When she was dating Diddy and don't know what he was doing. Well, they were rising stars in fashion and music together. Well, Misa largely created a lot of looks that we've seen and credited for all those looks and building Mary's signature ghetto fabulous aesthetic of the early 1990s and the late 1990s and early 2000s. Well, she also notably styled Lil' Kim and a whole bunch of other people. Take a look at them throughout the years. These besties. Well, sometimes they say don't work with your bestie.
It did with you.
Look at me.
Bitch, you
Yeah.
ever robbed me? I mean, sue me.
Don't block my blessings then.
Well, Misa Hylton is taking her former client and best friend Mary J. Blige to court, alleging that Mary attempted to sabotage her business relationship with rapper Vado. Vado? I don't know who this is. Let me see what he looked like. Okay, well, this is Vado. Well, Misa's complaint claims she signed Vado to her Misa management company back on July 25th, 2023, and that he then signed with Mary's company, Beautiful Life Productions, on October 1st, 2023, thus interfering with Vado and Misa's management agreement that entitled Misa's agency to 20% of the rapper's earnings. Now, Misa believes that Mary used her influence to isolate Vado and persuade him to break his management contract with Misa during private yacht gatherings, hotel meetings, and exclusive events where Misa nor her management representatives were present. Wait a minute. Is Vado and Mary J. Blige dating? Google that, because I do remember she was allegedly dating somebody.
A year ago, there were rumors, and Vado said,
allegedly,
no.
Okay. Well, Misa also alleges that Mary's head of security, described as her boyfriend, also wanted to sign Vado. Wait, so Google that. And told him that he would lose an opportunity if he stayed with Misa's management company. Now, documents allege that in private messages, Mary said she would not release Vado's album under her, which he completed in July 2024, or allow him to tour as long as he stayed with Misa's management. Misa argues that Mary shelving Vado's album left him in economic servitude, unable to repay advances tied to his recording deal and make any real money for himself. Now, Misa is currently seeking $5 million in damages for breach of contract, emotional distress, and interference with business relationships. Misa's attorney told our friend Laura LaRosa that she tried every possible avenue to resolve the business matter between the two amicably. However, Mary and her team have not been responsive. Now, the lawyer is saying, unfortunately, it's unbeknownst to us why Mary J. Blige and why her camp completely cut off, Miss Hylton. It's very unfortunate that it had to go down like this. Meanwhile, Mary has seemingly addressed the lawsuit online. Take a look at the tweet. If people don't reciprocate your love, time, and energy, they are not good investments. Get rid of them ASAP and take care of you. Love you. Damn.
So, to the question, is Mary J. Blige dating her security guard? It sparked rumors with Jennifer Lopez's former bodyguard, Rasheem Thomas, during a Cabo break where they were like seen photographed together.
Let me see. Let's give him boyfriend, not security.
You know what?
Well, I mean, I don't like this because my friend had to remind me the night that I was with Rihanna in Miami at that restaurant where I had the sign and I was doing all that online. Okay, I had called Little Kim and Little Kim came over with Mary, but I had so much tequila by the time I didn't know who came. But Misa was there too. They were like, these people were they're like this. And Puff is going through a lot right now. The family's falling apart. The whole... Is this just proof that families, friends shouldn't be doing business together?
But were they doing business together, or is she claiming that Mary's trying to block her business by like taking all her clients and stopping people from signing with her, which is crazy.
Or is Mary doing this because her boyfriend is involved in it?
That's why I'm like this. I don't know Misa like that at all, but this is just giving me like a little deeper than just business.
Misa's not messy though. Misa, I'm telling you, Misa's not the messy type. We've been trying to get Misa on the show for a long time. Misa's like, I ain't coming.
I did not know she's Justin Combs' mom.
Yeah, look at
she
the
looks,
face.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, Misa's not a messy person. So for her to be suing Mary J. Blige, oh my God, we want the tea. Ooh. Mary or Misa, either one of y'all can come over here. We want you.
Or they can piece it up together on our couch.
No, they from New York.
And Mary was supposed to be here already.
Yeah.
I mean, she's on tour.
I know she's Mary J. Blige.
And you see the way she dances, she look like she's over it all.
I think we pulled a clip.
We have a clip? Oh, take a look. Okay. In all fairness to Mary, from what I heard at the show, it's all like she's playing into. She's not tired like that. It's just whatever. They say her show is phenomenal. By the way, I want to catch her on tour. I haven't seen her since the 90s. I love both women. I don't like this. Come on, please. Can we piece it up, please? Or go over there to Zeus Network. All right, bye. All right, that's it. I want to get out of here. It's time for thoughts and prayers. Trump has passed his 100 days in office, and his approval rating is the worst in history. But I thought that's who y'all wanted. Y'all treated Kamala Harris like Shedeur Sanders. Had us all thinking she would be a first-round pick, only for y'all to just play in her face. And look who got played in the end. Now, despite being kicked to the 5th round, Shedeur will have the last laugh. He's already made history by selling the most jerseys as a 5th-round pick among the NFL rookie draft class. Legendary is becoming legendary. And on the other hand, we have Terrence Howard over here overstating his heterosexuality. I mean, come on, man, we get it. You're straight. Just like we get how much Ye can't stand Kim. That man literally insulted the mother of his children's online with no remorse, wishing that he didn't procreate with her. This ain't gonna help you in court, by the way, Ye. But at least he's laying low on J and B and their kids. Coming on B's good old internet spewing that mess is a violation. And he better chill, like Boosie said. And speaking of B, Bay, whatever you want to call her, she and her girl slayed the Cowboy Carter tour stage in LA. And we all couldn't be more proud of our little nieces, Blue Ivy and Rumi Carter. You go, girls. Just like I'm going to go to the concert and you're going to go too. That's it for this show. Please come back next week and check in for more of the Jason Lee podcast and the Jason Lee Show over there at the Zeus Network. Follow us everywhere on social media at Hollywood Unlocked and at Jason Lee Show for all show updates. That's the podcast. Make sure you're listening because you can download this everywhere, including watching it right here on YouTube. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Keep coming back. And the Jason Lee store is available. You can go right over there to jasonleescloset.com and get all of your stuff. Get it out of my house. Ready for it to leave. Now. Bye.
The Jason Lee Podcast.